Cancun 2024.
Hello everyone and welcome to another Into the Void Real review. This time we're reviewing Blink Twice, the thriller directed by Zoe Kravitz and starring Channing Tatum. First off, before I get into the review, I want to say thank you to everyone for the support for the channel. I took a little time off for a much needed vacation, and I know a lot of content creators get worried when they stop putting out videos for an extended period of time. They start to worry that they will lose subscribers and views. In my case, my channel actually grew, and I want to just say thanks so much for taking the time to watch my videos while I took a nice vacay in Cancun for a bit. But now I'm back. We are reviewing Blink Twice. This not only stars Channing Tatum, of course, but Naomi Ackie and Alia Shawkat. There are also some well-known supporting actors rounding out the cast, like the never-aging Christian Slater.
Perfect.
A likewise Gina Davis and a grown-up Haley Joel Osment.
All right, who did this?
And apparently, this is Zoe Kravitz's directorial debut, who I'm sure you're aware is the daughter of Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet of Cosby Show fame. So, this movie is stacked in the acting department, but is it utilized to full effect by Zoe Kravitz, who is directing for the first time, and by the way, she's also written the script for it. Let's first go over what this movie's about.
How about we start at the beginning?
If you don't want any spoilers for this movie, stop watching. You owe it to yourself to experience this movie for yourself, unraveling the mystery as you go. Although, I will shout out a particular trigger warning that precedes the movie that kind of gives away the movie if one thinks about it for a bit. I understand letting people know about triggers, but come on, can we kind of keep the plot of the movie under wraps? Anyway, that problem aside, this is a slow burn of a movie, but I think it is done rather well here. My interest never waned because the breadcrumbs of the mystery are elegantly sprinkled throughout, just enough to keep you invested. You're swept into the life of Frida, played by Naomi Ackie, someone I don't know too well as an actor, but does a first-rate job of getting us to rally around her as the main protagonist of the film. Frida needs a vacation from the dull monotony of her job as a cocktail waitress. She lives with her magnanimous best friend, Jess, played by the excellent Alia Shawkat. They both get swept up in a grand adventure of vacationing with the tech king, Slater King, when they meet him at a fundraising gala where he falls for Frida, who falls head over heels literally when she falls trying to walk in high heels. Slater King is of course played by the charismatic and handsome Channing Tatum, who this year has been actually killing it of late with his roles in Fly Me to the Moon and, spoiler, his hilarious turn as Gambit in Deadpool and Wolverine. But here, I think I like him best because he plays a guy that has some clear issues that need working out, but his charisma and looks still get him points nonetheless. He should really look more into villain roles because he does have a penchant for playing them, and it is evident here because you kind of wonder if he really is a shady individual or is he really a clearly misunderstood person that has your best interest at heart.
So, everybody's dead.
Remember, the best villains are the ones you can identify with to some degree and have more depth than just being a nefarious egomaniac for the sake of it.
They say I'm egomaniacal. Let's just say it's all in the past. Lawrence!
Right here, sir.
And Channing does well making us feel something for Slater King, who has fallen on some tough times of late because of recent accusations of what? I can't remember, but he's letting the world know that he's turned a new leaf. He wants everyone to know he has been in therapy for his recent transgressions and even has a private island where he goes for relaxation, reflection, and raising chickens. Well, that demeanor works on Frida, whose obsession with him borders on unhealthy. She is only too enthusiastic to join him on his escapade to the Tech King's island along with her sidekick Jess.
There's island with a bunch of strangers? No, he's not a stranger. He's Slater King.
Fast forward, and we're introduced to the wonderment of the two friends' recent run of good luck that has so precipitously fallen into their lap. They partake in sipping never-ending refills of champagne with one luscious raspberry plopped into it every time, eating 5-star restaurant quality food every night, and sleeping in luxurious beds in the wildly adorned mansion of the Slater King. Oh, and of course, you know there are drugs involved as well, but Slater's quick to say they're done with intention here. Really? Well, don't mind if I do. Time becomes muddled to all the guests, of course, with all the goodwill, debauchery, and whenever Frida asks Slater what day it is, his response is pretty much,
You having a good time?
Are you having a good time? There is this underlying tension from the get-go that Frida and Jess kind of experience. Not everything is right, which is apparent from the weird old lady that kills snakes that have infested the island and the leering looks that the workers give the guests when they arrive on the island. Not to mention, they have to give up their phone for the duration of their stay, which Slater's quick to say,
Wait, for real?
You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do.
you don't have to if you don't want to. Yeah, right. Someone doesn't want any evidence to be admissible in court when something inevitably goes wrong. Oh wait, but I guess we give away our phones with intention. I got you, Slater King. And you know, things eventually turn south, otherwise we don't have a movie here. People appear with black eyes and bruises out of nowhere. Knives go missing. Then Jess goes missing and everyone seems to not even remember anyone by that name being with the group, to the horror of Frida.
Where's Jess?
Who's Jess?
My friend that was in the room next to mine.
Then there's this snake venom that apparently is a remember juice that Frida catches the old lady sipping on. When Frida tastes the nasty concoction, that's when all hell breaks loose. She begins to remember what actually has happened on this island all this time, and it isn't good. Her friend being an unfortunate victim when she's killed shortly after being bit by one of the snakes. The men are the truly despicable people on this island, raping the women and then slipping them a perfume that contains an ingredient that makes them forget any such trauma has occurred. With the mystery unraveled of what has happened on the island, Frida begins to give all the women the snake venom through shots to help them remember what trauma they have been enduring the whole time they thought they were having fun. The women end up turning the tables and have their revenge on the men. There are some casualties that the women sustain, and even the ones that do survive, you know, will ultimately still have to pay a psychological price that will never mend. In the end, we're reminded of wealthy men in positions of power that rape women not just sexually, but mentally. The Epsteins of the world who try to hide under a banner of false promises and fake apologies. Slater King tries to make it all right by thinking he can erase people's memories of the traumas he inflicts. Why try to navigate your trauma when you can forget it? There is a sick little twist at the end that I found cool, even if some may find it unrealistic. Let's just say Slater King gets a taste of his own medicine while providing Frida the financial freedom to change her life and the many women lives who have been wronged in the most despicable ways by the men of power. It's not a perfect movie, but I really enjoyed Blink Twice for the slow burn it provided. It doesn't play its cards all at once, even if the trigger warning kind of spoils it a bit. It has good performances, with one particular scene standing out for me. It's the Channing Tatum sorry scene at the end. Apparently it was done in one take because Channing Tatum felt it wouldn't be believable if he had to do more takes of it. You'll know which one I'm talking about when you watch the film. Anyway, this movie really did surprise me. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, and I think this one's gonna slip under a lot of people's radar. Guys, this gets an 8 out of 10 from me. I hope this has been a great review for you. Tell me what you thought of the movie. Did it work for you or did it fall short? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Like and subscribe if you want more of this content, and I will see you when we venture into the void.